Everyone can be of the opinion and agree upon the fact that breathing is very important. The majority of human beings do not breathe properly. And that, again, that is the result of various stresses and traumas. Most human beings breathe from the upper chest, shallow breathing. When you become stressed, traumatized, and whatnot, you actually deprive yourself of energy and prana, of breath, in order to stay in control of your situation. So that is why breathing is specifically slow, abdominal centered breathing, wherein you bring the breath down towards the abdomen first, and then move up towards the mid and then upper chest, and slowly exhale, serves several important functions. Firstly, it infuses the bloodstream with more oxygen. To the point where you might even notice that your extremities, and may perhaps be your lips, begin to tingle. You might feel a light tingling as a result of slow and sustained abdominal centered breathing. Because your bloodstream and your brain become infused with more oxygen than you have allowed it to have in the past. That is an important improvement right off the top. Secondly, if anyone so desires to quit smoking, for instance, and utilizes this, it will clear out the lungs of toxins much more rapidly. Thirdly, it might indeed be very surprising to anyone putting this abdominal centered breathing into practice that you begin to experience moments of love. You begin to feel a certain kind of freedom. And you may even feel a certain kind of love towards others. And it does not matter the relationship of the others to you. You might just feel that being in the presence and absorbing oxygen in that particular way. Now, such exercises are good to maintain for perhaps 8 to 10 to 12 minutes at a time, and perhaps at different times during the day. And you can practice them almost anywhere, whether it is in public transit, sitting at the park bench, by the beach, at home. It matters not, because it is very, very benign. And after a few moments, just return to your regular breathing. And after some time of this kind of practice, again, you might discover that your thinking is clearer than it used to be. You might feel that your heart-centered energies are also freer, and that you are less prone to always be psychologically or unconsciously on guard for whenever something troublesome or traumatizing may get at you. You might not care about those particular mindsets. Always helpful to also have an intent when you practice this. And for instance, an intent might simply be that You will infuse your system with extra oxygen, which also brings love. So this kind of breathing is helpful to anyone. Another popular method, of course, is what is referred to as EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. Some people refer it as tapping. And there are several variations, including a variation we offered a few years ago, which can short circuit problematic or troublesome trains of thoughts and neutralize the situation rather rapidly. So there are, of course, other kinds of tools as well, but these here, the breathing, the EFT, and our own kind of tapping are very, very useful. And we encourage everyone to utilize them. The place where all of your reality happens is in your imagination, coupled with your feelings and emotions. This trio are the laboratory within which you set up many different kinds of experiences, in fact, all of them. And these are then projected onto the universe, which in many respects is simply a projection of your own self in other terms than physical, as you understand physical. So when you say visualize or even pretend you are visualizing, because some people may not necessarily be oriented in that particular modality. They might not be as visual as they think they are. So they can always pretend that they are seeing a light of any kind, a soothing, healing light that enters into their being. And at the quantum level, as you have suggested, you are literally clearing out other particular areas, especially in the body. Say you have some shoulder pain or elbow, joint pain of any kind, directing light and loving energy in this area also works at illuminating, bringing light into an area that you have darkened off. You have shoved energy there, you have shoved traumas and pain, and directing the so-called universal light is another means of shining some light where there is none. So those particular areas of the body may represent certain types of ignorance in a way. It's simply an ignorance because there is no understanding that does not necessarily belong. The traumas do not belong in the body, but you have not been shown that you can free yourself. Instead, you are often told that you must carry the burdens and the sins of your life. It is in a way perplexing because there is no sin in your life. You are not a sinful being. You are not the result of sin. You did not come here because of sin. You're not punished. Only when you decide this must be the case. So when you make those decisions, of course, then your life utilizes that platform to build upon it in ways that reflect your ideas about that life. You have accepted the notion, not the truth, but the notion, the idea that your own life may be filled with sins and iniquities, then you are going to suffer.